and welcome back to more The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. So last time we got told about a place called the World of Color, or something like that. And this time, we are going to the graveyard to figure out what this little puzzle means. So the cemetery over here, we're looking for 5 gravestones. Well, this looks promising. So, push this one down as per the book's instructions. Push this one left. Push this one up. Push this one right. And then, push this one up. And we get a secret passageway. This is the color dungeon, and we're the color guard. You'll need magic powder to get anywhere in here. Say the word and I'll sell you some. And welcome to the color dungeon. This feels a lot less cool now, I'm gonna be honest. This used to be super cool because, oh, it's for the Game Boy, but like, if you play on Game Boy Color, you get like a super cool secret dungeon. And now you just can very easily access it because obviously you have color on the Switch. I mean, I suppose you actually could go without color on the Switch. There is a monochrome option on the Switch, if I'm not mistaken, so you could technically play this game more true to the original, if for some reason you wanted to. That actually would be a fun challenge thing to do, is to go into the Switch operating system and turn off the color, set it to monochrome, and see how easily you can get through this game without color. So here's a little rupee room. Obviously if you need rupees, this is a great place to go. I don't know if these rupees reset though. If they do, that would be great, but I don't think they do. So this little Stalfos here. These platforms break, so we have to be very careful. Green means you have, so basically, they go down and, like with each time you bounce on them. Here you have a little bit of a puzzle where you have to throw the right enemy into the right, spot to clear a path. This dungeon is pretty easy, I'm gonna be honest. Again, I'll be perfectly honest, this is kind of more of a gimmick than anything. It's a cool gimmick for the time, but yeah, as an actual dungeon, the color dungeon I don't find super impressive. From a layout standpoint, it's very basic. It's still fun though, but it's not like top dungeon material, it's like, you know, lower level for me. I also don't think you can break pots with your sword in this game, which also makes the Rock's Feather a little bit more annoying. Or not the Rock's Feather, the Power Bracelet a little bit more annoying in the original. Because if you could just shatter a pot with your sword, you wouldn't have to be re-equipping it constantly. The way the tiles were set was very jarring. What a greedy fool, you want more power? A buffoon like you might as well give up and go home. Ow. Okay, I am taking this boss too lightly. I need to get serious. That is not what I call getting serious. This boss is actually tougher than what I was expecting from this game. This actually reminds me of an enemy from, which game is it? Phantom Hourglass? Yeah, I think it's Phantom Hourglass. Ow. There's a fairy in this dungeon, so I'm not too concerned. Yeah, I'm not too concerned because there's a great fairy here. But ow, that actually kinda hurt. Also, I'm gonna check up here. Yeah, I never went up here. I should check what's inside this room. No key here, apparently. So we're free to continue on. So basically, this is like a puzzle where if you hit one, the 2 adjacent to it will rotate. Pretty simple little color puzzle, nothing too fancy. I'm pretty sure all these tiles have shapes. And like a lot of the various objects in this game have shapes. Boo, I'm no weakling. Your pitiful sword is no match for me. So hypothetically, you wouldn't need color. So basically, this blob enemy turns into that type of enemy that's electrified, and so we have to use magic powder to weaken it. Because otherwise we'll get electrocuted when trying to swing at it. Again, most enemies, if I'm not mistaken, drop fairies. You fool, your sword won't work, try something else. To my knowledge, most enemies drop fairies when defeated, or most mini-bosses. So again, we really don't have to worry too much, thankfully. About health. Again, this game is pretty easy. It's not that big of a deal. And I think you also get classic dungeon music. Like, I think they brought back the original Zelda 1 dungeon, if I'm remembering right. You got the Nightmare Key, so there is a boss. But yeah, even the layout is pretty basic, you might notice. Again, we've already gone through like half the dungeon. If we fought 2 mini-bosses already. I think there's still another mini-boss though. This is a very mini-boss heavy dungeon. Okay, that was kind of mean of the game. Like, I broke a tile and then immediately fell down. But yeah, those enemies have patterns, so hypothetically, even if you didn't have color, you should still be able to do that puzzle. It's just gonna be a lot harder, probably. Also, that enemy's a jerk by breaking all the tiles. You'd think the pot would be heavy enough to weigh down the switch, but it's not. I feel like there's a catch to this room. I don't know what the catch is, but it just looks suspiciously basic at the moment. Okay, it's just a matter of defeating the enemies. Cool. Cool. We have the dungeon map. Not super helpful at the moment, but oh well. Again, I am playing very, not safe. I am, like, taking a lot of damage. Again, I should really not be playing as risky as I am, to be blunt. But again, I feel relatively confident in this game, and thus I feel like I am capable of just kind of breezing through and playing very recklessly. But yeah, if you happen to be following along with this playthrough like as a guide, I would not recommend playing this dangerously. You know, be a little bit more cautious around enemies. Again, I find this game pretty easy because this is my 3rd playthrough, counting the original, which is way harder. So this doesn't feel that intimidating to me. This puzzle, on the other hand, is a little intimidating to me. We might be here for a while, full disclosure. This reminds me of a puzzle in Sonic Adventure. So there's a puzzle where you have to get a bunch of tiles to match, and it's kind of similar to this conceptually, and like that, I routinely botch this puzzle. Actually, no. This is... So, for when I'm doing Dungeon Maker stuff, I don't like putting this room in, because I can never remember the sequence. I felt like it should be right. So hit this one, and we're missing 1. I feel like there's probably a set pattern to this. I wonder if I can reset the room. I can. Neat. So, what if... do that. Wow, that's really easy. Yes, I looked at the guide for that. That's why I reset the room, because it's like, I think I just screwed up this puzzle so badly, I'm not going to be able to salvage it at this point, so it's better to just reset the room. Alright. This is actually the end of the color dungeon. This is not a very difficult or long dungeon, personally. This is safe. I'm safe. So this is the hard-hit beetle. This is cool, visually, the fact that its shell changes as we do damage to it. Step back, take your time. Okay, so that's telling us, oh, we have to fight the enemies. That's a lot of enemies, wow, okay. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Also, there isn't a Great Fairy in this dungeon, technically. Because our Great Fairy is a little bit special, actually. Welcome, Link. I admire you for coming this far. I will give you the power of color. If you want offense, choose red. If you want defense, choose blue. Which power do you want? Are you sure you want the blue mail? As you wish, so shall it be. Relax and close your eyes. You got the blue mail. You'll take half as much damage. I will now take you outside. And with that, we have completed the color dungeon. That did not take very long. So the reason I go with the blue mail is, as the Shell Mansion indicated, we can get a sword upgrade pretty soon. So it just kind of makes the most sense to me to get the sword upgrade, and then get a damage reduction here, since this is the only damage reduction we can really get. So, back to Tal Tal Heights. We need to figure out where this angler key goes. I actually don't know exactly how to get there. I know where it is. I think we actually activated a warp. One second, I think I can just warp to where we need to go. Yeah, Tal Tal Heights. Getting that seashell early on paid off, because we can just zoom over here. Piece of cake, and it should be... Actually, where is it? I want to say it's over here. Somewhere. There it is. Of course, it's not going to be that easy getting there. We have to drop down, as we were previously told. We need to find a way over there. Let's go down here. I'm sure this is totally the right way to go. Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, I am not confident with my ability to find this dungeon entrance. This is kind of where my memory falls apart for this game. Like, I feel pretty confident with this game, up until this area. This dungeon as well, I don't remember well at all. So this should be fun, and totally fine, and not ending, with us getting horribly lost. So we came up here earlier for a piece of heart, but now that we have the Pegasus boots, we can actually make progress here. Also, you can be really cheeky and just jump over there diagonally. I'm pretty sure there are several, like, items that you're not supposed to get, that you can actually get just by doing well-timed diagonal jumps. At least I'm pretty sure I've done that in the past. So obviously a little blockade keeping us from sequence breaking. Also there's a treasure chest. Never mind, I'm going back for that. It's probably just rupees, but we need rupees for this playthrough, so it makes sense to get as many as we can. There we go, 50 rupees, very nice. Alright, so now making progress in the dungeon, or the cave, we have... someone up there. some kind of traveler, so let's go see if we can figure out how to get to them. Not like that. Actually, here's the dungeon entrance, we could just drop down. I actually totally ran by this cave, didn't I? Oops. Yep, totally observant sometimes. So up here we have another treasure. This is probably a trap. Yep. How did I call it? Because actually I don't know how I called it. It just looked too good to be true. Yep. Tabahl got lost, just like you said. Now I'm so famished I can't move. Can you give me some vitals? This pineapple is so delicious, I'm going to eat it right now. Bon appetit! This wasn't meant to be a reward. Here, take this. It's a hibiscus. You traded the pineapple for the hibiscus. Delicious, yum, I'm filled with energy now. Thanks for the grub, Link, you're a lifesaver. I don't know where he learned my name, actually. Oh well. Either way, to access the next dungeon, we can't go through there yet, so all we have to do, I hope this is right, otherwise I have to climb all the way back up. We need to drop down. That was really easy, actually. And with that, we have reached level 4, Angler's Tunnel. Really quickly, because I'm actually curious, what are these stairs for? Probably to get back, but I'm curious. Also, I'm probably gonna be stuck here. Okay, this is the shortcut back. Assuming that rock doesn't respawn. It probably does. It's probably a one-way trip, if I'm being honest. So for obvious reasons, I am not going to do that. I'm going to go back to the dungeon. Man, this took longer. We got through like the first 2 dungeons really fast, and then it took a lot longer getting to the next 2 dungeons. But it makes sense that the game would ramp up over time. Either way, I think we are going to save Angler's Tunnel for next time. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll join me next time for more The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening.